This is Darwin to Jesus. Hope you're all doing well. So I used to be a pretty mean atheist. I had almost no empathy for others. I enjoyed pushing people's buttons and upsetting them. But even then, and for as long as I can remember, I've always had a complete and total aversion and dislike for the idea of subjective morality. Whenever I hear someone saying they believe morality is subjective, I simply don't believe them. I want to hopefully give an analogy here for why I don't believe them, and why subjective morality is completely and totally absurd. Imagine two friends decide to go golfing together. The first friend hits his ball down the fairway. Now it's the second friend's turn. The second friend takes a ball out of his pocket and he throws it down the fairway. Immediately, the first friend objects. "You can't do that," he says. The second friend says, "Yes, I can. I just did. Do you have something that shows I'm in the wrong?" The first friend admits he doesn't have anything that would settle the matter. Actually, he doesn't believe in any set of standard golf rules. Those don't exist, he says, and he doesn't believe it's possible for them to exist. Golf rules are not real. They are anti-real. This first friend is actually just upset because the second friend isn't playing golf like he, the first friend, personally prefers. The second friend that threw the golf ball, upon realizing this, laughs and points out that he has just as much right to be mad as the first friend for not playing how he prefers. And he's absolutely right. This is subjective morality. If morality is subjective, then there are no moral rules or obligations that are above us. When we say that is wrong, we should be saying I don't prefer to do that behavior personally, because that's what wrong actually boils down to. It's personal preferences. In subjective morality, there is no actual right or wrong. You have your preferences and I have mine. Your preferences are just as valid as everyone else's. So rape and murder and theft aren't wrong. They are just things some people happen to not like, just as I happen to not like sugar in my coffee. There isn't anything wrong with my wife putting sugar in her coffee. It's simply not something I prefer. If morality is subjective, that's all it is. A personal, arbitrary, meaningless preference with no substance or real meaning. The rapist's opinion is no less valid than the non-rapist's opinion. There is no moral truth. There is no right or wrong. Many subjectivists will be upset about how I've represented subjectivism, but what I have said is accurate. In subjectivism, there are no moral truths. There are just opinions and preferences. That's what it means. This is not morality. This is nonsense. When I see a video of a pit bull attacking an old man, I know that the cameraman who is sitting there filming should be helping. He's in the wrong. When I say he is wrong, I don't mean that he did something that I personally happen to not prefer. I mean he has violated a standard that is outside of us both and that we're both subject to. Subjectivists will say the cameraman was wrong, but really if they were to be consistent, they should say, I personally don't prefer to film men getting attacked by dogs. That's all they'd actually be saying under subjectivism. To act as if moral subjectivism means anything when all you're telling me is your preferences is so absurd it's insulting. Rape is wrong. It's not something I happen to not prefer doing. It's wrong. Period. This is why I have never been a subjective moralist, and I don't believe people when they say they are, because they either don't understand what it actually means, or they do understand and they insist it still is morality, even though it carries absolutely no weight or authority and is just a fancy way of telling others about your preferences. And why should anyone care about your preferences? I don't.